Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent!
Today I'm going to show you how to do this in OBS. There will be some errors that I make in this video that I correct in the video. This is going to sound weird, but watch me make those errors. It might actually help you out when you're making your own commands, because this might give you guys some of your own ideas. After seeing kind of how this is done, watch where the errors get made and how it is that I diagnose them, because that might help you out in the future when you're putting something together. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the rest of this video. So that scene that you just saw, that transition, was actually done after this whole video was made. I used to use that on my stream. I got a new computer and I didn't transport the files over properly, so I want to remake it. But it's also easily the most requested OBS tutorial that I've been asked to make by my viewers, is how it is that I was able to make that. And luckily for you guys, I think it's actually going to be less complicated now than it was when I started, because I think you're only going to have to use one plugin. I've been telling people that I use Leorn board and the Move Source plugin. I don't think you'll need Leorn board anymore, but we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and see. I'll change the intro afterwards if I'm wrong. So if this is still in there, don't worry about downloading Leorn board for this one. But that kind of segues us into our disclaimers. Move Source, the plugin, only works with OBS Studio. I'm going to link that down below. But you absolutely cannot use Streamlabs OBS because it is not compatible with the OBS Studio plugin. So sorry to you Streamlabs fans, it's not going to quite get the job done. Beyond that, you'll need a picture of the hand, which instead of a Dropbox, I'm just going to use my Discord. I made a channel called Tutorial Resources, and the picture of the hand is in there. Transparent background and all. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started here. So this is the in-game scene on my stream. I threw this background in there just to be kind of a placeholder for whatever game I'd be playing. And what I want to do is what you saw, whatever you saw. I want to move this camera, probably from this corner, I'm going to assume, down to the bottom left corner, and also be able to move it back. And I want this to be hotkey activated. I don't want to have to go over to a third-party software like Leorn board and hit the button. I want this to be hotkey activated, which is totally doable here. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need to add the image source for the hand. Let me go ahead and do that really quick. You can see how creative I am. I just call it hand. But you'll notice the orientation of the hand isn't quite correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this horizontally, and then you want to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. This, of course, is entirely dependent on your setup. You know, where your camera is, what direction you're facing, where you want the hand to come from, and all of that business. Now, the next step that's important is you want to size the hand correctly here, so that it covers the entire camera, because the camera is going to disappear beneath the hand, so you need to make sure that you're hiding that. You know, that kind of breaks the illusion. Breaks the illusion if you don't hide the camera completely. You know, if you have a little part of the border sticking out and then the viewers can see it disappear, it doesn't quite work. So now I'll actually get on to the use of the Move Source plugin. So when you install the Move Source plugin, using that link in the description down below, what it gives you is a couple of things. Firstly, I'll demonstrate the scene transition version of it, which is when you go between scenes, and that's the transition right there. It's smoothly moving the sources from one position to the next. We're not actually using that part of the plugin for this, though. We're using filters for this. Let's go ahead and move the hand back to where we want it to be. And go ahead and we're going to right-click the scene that we're on. We're going to go to the filters. When you add a filter here, you'll notice a Move Source filter is available. We're going to call it Hand Entrance. And you'll notice a lot of options here. Firstly, the source that you want to select is the source that you're going to move. So we're going to move the hand, we're going to select the hand. You'll notice that this transform thing just changed right down here. We'll get into the rest of this in just a bit. when you hit the Get Transform button, it records the exact position of the item at that time. So you notice that on the y-axis, we are sitting at 876. So if we take this and we move it off screen after getting that transform, now that it's off screen, we're going to hit the start button, and that tests essentially the hand coming in. But you notice that came in super fast. We want it to be a little bit slower than that. So we're going to change that to maybe 500. We're going to drag it off screen, and we're going to try it again. That's decent. Maybe still a little bit too fast. I'm going to shoot for 750. Drag it off screen. And that's a bit better to me. I like the way that kind of came in. Now, the easing sort of changes how the hand moves. So if I have no easing whatsoever, it comes out very just straight. If you have it ease in, it kind of accelerates. And then if you have it ease out, I want to say that it decelerates. Yes. I like the look of ease in and out, where it kind of creeps in and then slows down. That's my favorite look of all of them. So, this is the first transition that we have. And we will set it up so that we don't have to keep moving the hand manually off of the screen, obviously. So this next transition is going to be the webcam going from the top left corner to the bottom left corner. And that's essentially how that one's going to work, is that we're just going to get the camera down there without anybody seeing it. So the source is the webcam feed, which if I make the hand disappear right now is right here. We get the transform. It's sitting in that spot. So what we want to do is that after the hand has come in, we want to make the camera disappear. So we're going to change the visibility. Going to hide it. And then we want this to last as short as a span as possible. 10 milliseconds looks like the bottom number here. Just to get it right down to that bottom left corner. And then we want the hand entrance to trigger the next move. And the next move will be the webcam top left to bottom left. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take the hand and move it off really quick. And we're going to hit the start button on the hand. Now let's check the location of the webcam feed. Oh, it didn't quite work. Oh. So now, of course, with the webcam, you have to go ahead and move it. So the webcam is right here. We've got that transform. We're going to move it right down here. Or actually, let me fix that. So the webcam is right up here. We're going to move it down to the bottom left and hit Get Transform. And of course, it'll turn invisible. So now, if I drag the webcam back up to its original position, and I drag the hand off screen, and then I hit the start button, the hand will slide in, I will disappear, and I will wind up right down here. Without anybody knowing. So then this is going to trigger the next one to go off, which is going to be the hand sliding off. It's going to be the I'm going to call it hand exit top. Oh wait, why is it top TR? Oopsies, top left, excuse me. It's going to be the hand exiting the screen. So we're going to add a move source transition here. Hand exit from the top left corner. And here is kind of where you really want to pay attention to the transform, or to the actual positions. So the hand right now is sitting right here. The y-axis is 873. So what we're going to do is we're just going to change this right here, or we're going to slide this off. We're going to get that transform, but we want this 873 to stay the same. So, and we're going to have that also last 750 milliseconds. We are going to throw a slight start delay on there so that the hand is sitting over the top like it's kind of grabbing me for maybe about 300 milliseconds. So now we're going to set this one so that the next move is the hand exit, TL. And then we're going to move the camera back up here really quick. We're going to make it visible. And we're going to hit the start button on that hand and just see kind of what it looks like. So it came in and it grabbed me. I'm going to have it sit for just a little bit longer though. We'll go 500 milliseconds. And remember, you don't want this, when it comes to these times, this is always subjective. It's my opinion that I don't want it to last too long. Sometimes that kind of detracts from the quality of the transition. I feel as if it kind of just drags on, so I keep my times relatively short. So now we want the hand, we don't want to bring the hand immediately down to here. Not from this corner. We want the hand to come right on down here to this bottom left corner. So we're going to do a similar thing to the webcam transition. We're going to add another move source, which is going to be, it's going to be hand from the top left to the bottom left. Off screen. So you don't got to change the visibility of the hand, obviously, because it's sitting off screen. So if I go ahead and I hit the start button right here, it takes it off screen. And we have the transform right here, which is 0y873. We want to bring the hand down here to cover where the webcam wound up, to determine the height that the hand should be at. That's right about good right there. We're going to hit that get transform button on the hand. There we go. So Y is now 1611. We're just going to change X to 0. And we're going to have this last exactly 10 milliseconds. We're going to start that. Now it's sitting down there. And we're going to make sure that this strings right on in to the hand moving down to here. So the webcam would be invisible in this situation. We're going to have it go ahead and be visible. We're going to bring the hand. Actually, let me go ahead and add another move source filter, which is going to be a hand entrance on the bottom left corner. And that's going to be, of course, the hand source. We're going to give it a little bit of a delay here. Maybe we'll give it like 200 milliseconds. Or we'll give it 500, and we'll just kind of how the timing works. And the duration will, of course, be 750. Let's go ahead and slide the hand over here. Hit transform. We remember this was 1611, and we want to maintain that 1611. So now, let's move this back up here. Move the camera back up here. And let's see, the next move is going to be hand entrance bottom left. And let's test it out once again. Drags me off screen, comes back in. So the next step after the hand is sitting where it wants to be is, of course, taking a 10 millisecond move source transition. Of course, the lowest time that it allows for. And then we want to just change the camera's visibility back. It'll already be sitting in the correct spot, so that shouldn't be a problem whatsoever. And the next move is another move source filter. The hand will exit the bottom left corner, and that finishes out that first string of commands. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to target the hand really quick. Let's give this a delay. What was the delay on the original hand exit? 500 milliseconds. We'll go ahead and do that. We'll have that be 750. And the hand will exit to the same area that it was when the hand goes to the bottom left corner. So we're actually going to copy this entire position, because that's when the hand was off screen over on this left side. And we're just going to paste it right down here. And the move source will string into the hand exit on the bottom left. So now, if I move everything back to its original position, webcam and all, and I reactivate the webcam, and we go up here and hit the start button. Hand comes in, takes me off the screen, comes back down there. Oop. What did that do? Haha, that's it. I forgot to string the hand entrance to the move source, which, by the way, I need to rename that to webcam, to show webcam. There we go. Now we'll go back up here. We'll make this into the show webcam button. And now the string should work. So you'll run into that now and then when you're putting together strings like this, where you miss stuff. Very easily diagnosable, just as long as you keep on testing it as you're creating it. Let's go ahead and give that one more try here. We're going to hit that button. Hand comes in, takes me off the screen. Hand comes in, sets me back down here. Absolutely fantastic. Now the question is, how do I get myself back up to the top? So when it comes to the move source thing, I've seen the reverse function pop up onto here. I have yet to really want to use that, though. I prefer just making a new string. The problem that you'll run into, or the way that this becomes kind of a chore, is that when you want to move the webcam using the hand from any one position to any other position, it requires its own command string. So if I wanted the hand to set me in the middle of the screen from the top left, that's its own command string. If I wanted it to set me in the middle of the screen from the bottom left, that's its own command string, which is why when it comes to other positions, normally I would just use a move source on the camera. Then you don't want to oversaturate your stream with the hand transitions. They're fun, but you don't want to rely too heavily on OBS gimmicks. You're still the center, the centerpiece here. So in recreating this, we would essentially just copy all of these filters. So we're gonna go ahead, hand entrance top left. We've got hand entrance bottom left. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the hand entrance on the bottom left. We're gonna paste it. And it adding the 2 on here is actually totally fine. You can just stick with that naming. You don't want any start delay on this one, because this one up here didn't have a start delay. And this is the beginning of a second string. So this one is independent of the other one. Matter of fact, I would rename these just to make it easier to see. That way all the 2s are lined up with each other. So now you've got this. You've got the webcam. You'll copy this one. You'll paste it. This is going to be the second transition. Webcam will be going from the top left to the bottom left this time. Or I mean, from the bottom left to the top left on this occasion. So now what you'll do is you'll take the webcam position up here on the top. You'll hit that Get Transform button. And then we'll string this one into the... Then we'll go ahead and we'll string the hand entrance to the webcam. Then the hand will exit. Of course, it's exiting the bottom left, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy that one. We're going to rename this. The hand exit on the bottom left. We want this one to string into that. And we want that start delay. That works, that works, that works. Fantastic. Also, yep, the visibility changes there. This is going great. This is so much easier than it was when I first made it. This is insane. Even though it's still, I mean, I've been recording for 23 minutes. This is still way easier. So the hand will exit. Then the hand is going to go from the bottom left to the top left off screen. We're going to copy that and paste that one. We're going to rename that. And by the way, I know that the naming is like a bit tedious, but I do believe that it helps in the long run, especially when you're trying to diagnose issues, to have everything notated correctly. So the bottom left to the top left. This one you'll actually have to do some editing on. So when it comes to getting the hand off screen on the top left, wait. So of course that's the position on the bottom left. We will just go to the original hand exit on the top left where it was sitting right there. We're going to copy that and we're going to go ahead and paste it right down here. And we're going to string this into the next one. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to test out this command when the webcam is sitting down here. There we go. It takes me off. two-hand exit BL. Two-hand off screen. Aha, I see. And by the way, when you have the when you're copying and pasting, it keeps the next move. So I would just set that to none until you make the next move. That way when you're testing it, it looks accurate. Hand comes in, takes me off screen. Goes up to the top left corner. Fantastic. Now we've got the hand entrance on the top left. We're going to want to go ahead and copy that one. Paste that. The second hand entrance on the top left, which of course we want this to string into. I want to say that the hand entrance down here, we had that start delay. Of 500, yeah. Yeah, we had a 500 millisecond start delay up there, so we're going to go ahead and duplicate that down here. We're going to make this, turn that into none. Because we don't have a next move yet. So we're going to turn that into none, as we do not have a next move yet, and let's go ahead and test that move. Fantastic. Now we're going to duplicate the show webcam. It's going to be show webcam 2. String that into show webcam 2. Which actually, I guess we'll rename to 2 show webcam. Just because all the 2's line up right here. It's just a OCD preference of mine. And then it's going to be the hand exiting on the top left, which we will duplicate into 2 hand exit top left. And then we're going to have the show webcam transition into the hand exiting the top left. And this one have no next move attached to it. So now we're going to test the hand exiting and the webcam showing itself, which of course we have to get that transform right there. Let's go ahead and start. Okay, let's test out all of these and see how they work. Okay, that one works out. Haha! And we've run into a problem. It goes up to here, and as you can see, we didn't string it in properly. This is once again why double checking everything is super duper important. Okay, so we fixed the problem, I think. Let's go ahead and test these again. The problem was that we didn't string everything together. A lot of the time, the next move thing is that's the easiest thing to screw up to me. So let's go ahead and give this another shot here. First transition. And second transition. They work just fine. So of course, I'm just gonna go back over the order really quick. The hand will enter the scene. The webcam will move to the bottom left and disappear while the hand is hovering over it. The hand then exits the scene, moves to the bottom left corner off screen, enters on the bottom left corner, and then will show the webcam. And that is... and then that's just reversed on the next one. So now, how do we get hotkeys to work with this? So right here, you've got the start trigger, and you can see that it's none on most of these. So what you can do is you'll go to your hotkeys down to the scene that you are putting this on. We're using the in-game scene. So then you will take the first... So you see we have a lot of hotkey options here. That's because every single move source plugin has a hotkey option. But you only need one because of the stringing that we're doing. So for instance, we're gonna go ahead and have a look at our hand entrance on the top right. That was the first one in the string, that we made. I'm gonna go like Alt-Shift F12. And then for the hand entrance on the bottom left, I'm gonna go Alt-Shift F11. Or something like that, whatever works for you. So now when I hit Alt-Shift F12, takes me off screen, throws me down to the bottom, and then Alt-Shift F11 reverses it. And that is essentially, oh, I don't know why I hit the replay buffer button, but that is essentially how that one works. Despite all the errors that I made, I hope that helped you guys out. You know, that's what you just watched essentially was me creating the command. So You know, it doesn't always go smoothly, you know, but I wanted to make it with you. That way, when you make your own kind of commands, you know kind of how frequently to test them out. That way you know how to diagnose them and kind of what to look for when you do your own stuff. And I hope that you enjoy using this on your guys' streams. Either way, I will... this has been Squash, and I'll see you next time.